Hooray! Right, we're on. Okay. There are no, as far as I know, there are no fire alarm practices due to be held this evening. So if the bells go off, it's for real. More than likely, yes. Right. Apologies for absence.
Just the chair.
Just Paul. Yeah, fine. Okay. Declarations of interest. Should we go around the table? None that I know of.
None that I'm aware of.
Nor me.
None I'm aware of.
Okay, wonderful. All right, public participation. I think we can skip that one. Right, chairs updates. In fact, most of these topics were covered in the council meeting last week. The halls repair project is still underway, still hampered by the lack of progress from Jones. The good news is that we still are likely to owe them about 40,000 quid, so we do have a lever to exercise. Osman Triggs have advised me not to withhold payment at this stage, as there's still time to get things straight before the doors come in October. The hall's hiring policy was adopted and work is proceeding on selecting the software. Steve, have you had any conversations with Mike about that?
Mike's on leave now.
Oh, of course he is, I guess. So, okay.
Yeah, when Mike is back from leave, we'll be taking that forward.
Right, so it's a case of watch this space. The July and August financial results were also discussed in council, and nothing has happened since then to upset my thinking on the subject that we are still likely to finish very close to budget if all the existing spending programs go ahead. If they don't go ahead, we will have a significant surplus, which will simply carry over funds to next year. So it's not too much of a problem. And the final, sorry, yes, Mike.
You're on. Oh, sorry, it's not, the light's not. It's just a simple question, really. Having seen your budget prognosis for 26-27,
the warning flags, yes.
And the warning flags, yeah. I'm not sure if I saw it, but again, it may be in the detail. Did you reckon there was any surplus from this financial year which might soften
Not
that?
if we continue as we planned to in the budget. If things don't happen in this year's budget, such as the marina safety railings and the Bottolinos pathway, then we will have a surplus to carry forward, an unplanned surplus to carry forward, which we can use to offset against next year's expenditure.
I suppose my question is, will it help?
Yes, it will.
It will help offset rather than just being a carrying over of the spend.
It will help.
Yeah. Because
we won't need to raise so much from the precept to keep the reserves healthy.
Because I began to sort of think through the detail in my mind. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, and the last one, commencement of the recruitment process for the town clerk. Well, that's under the confidential section anyway, so. Okay, minutes of the last meeting. Has everyone read them? And shall I sign? All those in favour? Thank you. And we also have the minutes of the 20th of November last year to sign. I remember every word of the discussions as if it was 25 years ago. Very nearly. Does anyone have any objection to me signing them, or more or less on trust? Thank you. All those in favour? Thank you. Well, we now get to the really exciting part of the meeting. We have a large number of schedules of payments made from various bank accounts. Right. Does anyone have any queries to raise before we... Mike.
Yes, John. Couple really. Okay. One is in relation to the call-outs from the alarm malfunctioning. Now, we know from our hall meetings that one or two of these were simply because of incorrect work or work that wasn't done accordingly by Alstom. And I'm just wondering that we take the financial hit on it because obviously we paid to have them called out. But do we as a committee feel that we should be bearing the full costs of some of these, which really aren't attributed to our fault?
If we don't bear the cost, who do you think should be bearing the cost?
Well, we know Alstom did do a couple of things which they shouldn't have done, and they didn't. They sort of missed things. Notwithstanding the fact that, as an aside, we know that they also made one or two errors in the fitting of the fire doors and things. So, I'm just sort of querying it.
Certainly the fire doors issues was put right at their expense within the Jones contract.
They were, but we know that it
Yes.
sort of was mismanagement. But no, I'm just sort of flagging it up as just a general question, really.
I think we would have to have a very strong case to demonstrate that they were liable, particularly as we've got contractors on the premises who have also been upsetting the systems. I don't think we would win, but open to discussion. What does everyone think?
I'm not necessarily suggesting we take it any further. I'm just really making a point of.
How much are we talking about here?
Well, there were about 3, I think, aren't there? They're cropping up over those series of accounts. Emergency call outs, alarm call out. Here's one, 15th and the 18th of July, £84. And there are a couple of others, I know that.
If they're all of the order of £100 or whatever, then it's just not worth the effort, I'd have thought.
No, I'm not saying that we should take it up, just flagging it up, really.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable to flag it. I mean, pragmatically, I don't think it's worth the time and effort to chase for such small amounts, even if we have a case, frankly. However, I suppose my only footnote is, going forward, I suppose we need to just make sure that if we do call them in, that we just have an overview of it just before we pay it, just to raise the question: is this at our behest? I suppose.
Well, yes, indeed.
But I don't know who has that overview.
Well, Mike would be the one that could give us the answers on this.
So maybe
Mike
Mike needs to
suggest
look at
that
it.
we should action Mike McDonald too.
Before, can I just say something?
Yes.
Before I pay any of those invoices, I always check with Mike.
You
I
do.
always, I always send them to him and say, "Are you happy for me to pay this?" And he always queries it and comes back.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I think that Mike needs to be absolutely certain before we pay off Jones finally that they've left everything in proper working order.
Yeah, indeed.
Sorry, that's Jenny.
Can I just say, is there any link between what we've just been discussing and Astron Fire and Security replace PIR's Intruder AL ×2?
That I don't know.
I'm not sure. I don't know either the answer to that, but they certainly have been in the building a lot doing works related to the upgrades of the systems.
There's certainly a couple that I know about. There was one that we needed a sensor replaced in the clerk's office where the back door, because there was some issue about that it wasn't sensing the back door opening properly. So I know Mike instigated that one, so we called them in to do that. There was one alarm triggered, and that was around about July time, I would say, where there was some work going on down in the corridor outside here, and I think that triggered a fault with the system, which Mike again called them out to check and to reset the system then. So 2 that I'm aware of that we felt were justified. I'm not aware if there's any more. I'm not aware of the others, I'm afraid. So,
Thank you.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay.
Just lastly, as a footnote, I'm also rather amused by the fact that all the office staff are now being given new pairs of scissors, which quite an expensive bill of £136.
That's an awful lot. of business.
So yes, an awful lot of scissors. Exactly. Yes.
health safety scissors, I tell you. You can't bring them.
Perhaps they come from the royal household.
Oh God.
Anyway, it's there.
Okay. Does anyone else have any other queries on the transaction lists? All 9 or 12 of them. In that case, do we have to vote on each one individually, or can we vote?
Collective decision on that.
Right, all those in favour of a collective decision, which is in favour of accepting them? Wonderful, thank you. And we have one invoice to approve for North Somerset, part of their, this is part of our contribution to the costs of running the Glendale contract, isn't it? Our surcharge for this year. That, I suppose, does. Rachel, has this one been paid?
No, that's why it's come to you for approval.
Oh, it's not retrospective then?
No, it's not, no.
Okay.
Well, we have paid one of these already, I think.
I think we paid a smaller one already.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've paid the July one. This is for the earlier dates, which we're waiting for the breakdown.
Yes.
For a larger amount.
It was supplied
we'll have
late
to go to
eventually,
committee.
yes.
Yeah.
In which case we don't have any grounds for not paying it. Does anyone wish to speak about it? In that case, can I suggest that we approve it for payment? All those in favour? Thank you. Wonderful. Oh, zipping through this, we'd be home in time for tea. Date of next meeting, Tuesday the 9th of December. Good. Exclusion of the public and the press.